Walking Dead universe is vast, and I think the goal really is to continue to explore it.
Oh, lights. Lights.
See, you're singing.
Look
at that.
Look how sprightly we are.
I know. I thought you were going to do a little Journey lights.
Yeah. When the
There
lights
you go.
go down. Hi, Greg.
That was pretty good.
Thank you.
I have my guitar.
I'm multi-talented, just
I know
like
that.
you.
Look at us.
Look at us. Happy Comic-Con.
Thank you.
This has to be, I mean, like a feast for someone like you who appreciates effects and the work that people put in so much. I mean, what's your favorite thing about this con?
Well, my favorite thing about every con is going on the floor and seeing all the new cool merch and all the art that goes into it. You know, I mean, back in the day, this is my 33rd Comic-Con, I think. It's been a long time. But like seeing the sculptures of all the figures and like the displays and stuff, I love all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was Hallmark or somebody actually had an Exorcist figure that the head spun around, and then they recreated the movie poster with Father Marin standing in front of the house, and I'm like, who's going to put that under their Christmas tree? Yeah. But it's awesome.
Yeah.
It was just weird, like the stuff that people think of and the stuff that people come up with and put it in front of you. I love that stuff.
It's amazing. Daryl Dixon season 3.
Yes.
First of all, let me just say it's gorgeous.
Thank you.
It's such a beautiful show.
Yes.
So talk to me about like the landscape this season and kind of how it changes things.
Well, the one thing that was always really important was to open up the world. Walking Dead, we had 12 years of being in Alexandria and being in Atlanta, and knowing that there's, 200 years of history in the United States-ish, and then to go to Europe where there's thousands of years of culture that you can play into. So having the opportunity in seasons 1 and 2 to play into the culture of France and the catacombs and all that, the Louvre and all that great stuff, I think that's what really gives the show a whole new layer. So in season 3, we go through London and then we end up in Madrid, and we get a chance to explore the way that different cultures would experience and process a zombie apocalypse.
Right.
And it's been really, really fun.
The Walking Dead universe is vast, and I feel like honestly a staple of Comic-Con. Like every elevator I've gotten in for the last 13 years.
Yeah, there's a zombie in there.
There's a zombie in there. There's a walker in there. But there is a comic that talks about Rick's brother, and he's in Spain.
Yes.
Have you talked about that? Have you thought about where he's at and whether that could ever happen?
It's come up in discussions. I think the intention always was to keep Daryl sort of pure, while still sort of alluding to the other people that are out there. Every once in a while, like with Carol, when we brought Carol in on season 2. But I don't believe that there's been any real interest in that as of yet.
Yeah.
But, you never know. I mean, like you said, the Walking Dead universe is vast, and I think the goal really is to continue to explore it. But, you always need to keep those threads alive.
Yeah. Well, a newer thread, Stephen Merchant,
Yes.
who I know as a sweet, comedic, smiley actor.
The best.
So tell me what's his deal in this what's he bring to the show?
Look, I mean, I'm a huge fan of The Office. And so when we started talking about who we were going to cast for that part, and his name came up, and I'm like, please. And of course, I'm texting all my British friends, like, hey, tell Stephen Merchant he should come do the show.
I was
texting
friends.
Simon, and I was texting Edgar Wright, and all my friends going, hey, if you know him. And of course, they all know each other. He's such a talented guy. He's an amazing writer and a great actor, and he showed up so enthusiastic and so excited to be a part of the world, and so much so that we just loved having him there. And of course, it was kind of funny because we stayed at the same hotel, so like for the first 3 nights, we kept like finding each other in the lobby and like, hey, let's go grab food. And it was like, I think at one point I was like, okay, I hope I'm not stalking Stephen Merchant. I just really enjoyed hanging out with him. And but it was just, he's an amazing guy and really adds a whole other layer. And he's got, he plays this quirky, British guy who we're led to believe might be the last person alive in London. So it's really super fun, and he was great.
The trailers have been a little vague about what Daryl and Carol's struggle is this season. What are they facing?
Well, as they come into contact with different groups of people in different societies, there's always a threat. We have never really come across a community that's like, yeah, everything's great here. It's all cool. There's always, because of how bleak elements of post-apocalyptic world are, there's always somebody who wants something that you have. So we're always dealing with that. Then there's, you also have to think about some of these younger people who want to go off and live their lives and don't really understand why they can't make it on their own out in the world. Because, if the zombie apocalypse has been going on for 14 years and you have these characters who are 18 years old.
That's all they know.
That's all they know is being confined. So, we play into a little bit of that rebellious spirit of like, we just want to go see what's out there. That's what teenagers do anyway. They want us to go see the world. And imagine if you're confined to this place and there's walls and you can't go out and you're told you can't. So we play a little bit into that too, which again is always about kind of finding those little unique, fascinating aspects of society and translating them into, post-apocalyptic world.
That's awesome. You're also doing Guts and Glory.
Yes.
Tell me about this, because I heard it described as Survivor meets the Blair Witch Project.
Yes.
Okay. Elaborate.
It's so much fun. I'm a big competition show reality guy.
Same.
Look, I love Traitors. I love Survivor. I watch Big Brother. I watch Destination X, Naked and Afraid. I watch all these shows because they're super entertaining and they're a lot of fun.
Oh, let's get you on the Traitors.
Well, okay, so I'm the host of Guts and Glory.
Yeah.
And the idea is, I love going to like Halloween Horror Nights, and it's an immersive experience. And to me, the fun thing about going through the mazes is it doesn't scare me because I know everything.
Even the chainsaw doesn't get you when they get up in your... Oh, man, every time.
But watching the people around me, I remember going through the Walking Dead maze with Gail Ann Hurd one year, and she was like, I'm standing behind you. And she was like hiding behind me as we went through. And I thought, the fun part about this is seeing the reactions of the other people. They know it's not real, but it's that split second when that thing comes at you that your adrenaline goes. So our show, which is a real, legitimate competition show. There's a winner, there's a prize. It's not a prank show. It's a competition show. But the idea is you either get eliminated or the contestants are killed in front of the other contestants who have no idea it's coming and don't know who's next.
And they're really killing them.
Well.
Okay.
Well, there's a split second. Look, if you're sitting in a room with somebody and the door slams open and zombies grab this person and who's another contestant and you see their throat torn out right in front of you.
Yeah.
Your brain is going to tell you for a second, that person was just standing next to me.
Yeah.
There's no blood tubes. There's no special effects rig. So this isn't like a movie where you can cut, do it again, reset. We had to do it all live. So it was like directing a football game. You have to anticipate. And I think the funnest thing for me was you had to anticipate every single thing that was going to happen. The contestants will walk in. They might go to that part of the room. They might go to that part of the room. They might sit over here. You have to have something planned for the entire thing. And then you're sitting in a trailer with 18 monitors going, okay, cue number one, cue number two.
Room,
yeah. And it was so much fun. And I instructed the camera department, film the reactions. So if somebody's there and all of a sudden they get grabbed by a creature and pulled under a car and blood sprays out, I want the reactions of the other contestants.
Oh my God.
Because then they're going to be like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
And then, of course, after 30 seconds, they're going to realize they didn't really just kill that person. But my job was to prolong that for as long as we possibly could. So in episode 1, when one of the contestants, something happens, we literally played it that a producer comes and goes, okay, everybody, back to your tents. We're probably going to have to shut down. Everybody stay here. Something happened. We're all going to jump in the bus. We're going to go to the hospital together because we want to keep everyone together. And so we're leaning into the fact that they don't really know. So the contestants are like, Is this real? Is this not real? Do we know what's happening? And then at one point, when people start getting killed, then the thing is, who's going to go next? And how are they chosen to go next? And what's going to happen? And who's in on it? Who isn't in on it? So it was so much fun. So there's 6 episodes. We have a buried alive challenge. We have an exorcism challenge.
Nope.
We have a morgue challenge where you have to autopsy a body. We have something called the junkyard dog, where we have this creature. It's in this junkyard.
This
trying
is
to
so
kill him.
deliciously horrific.
It was. I'll tell you, it was so much fun, and it was so outside of our wheelhouse. We kept saying every day, guys, I've never done a live competition show or reality show. So we were figuring it out as we went along.
Yeah.
In terms of like where the cameras need to be and what are we going to do, and so it's called Guts and Glory. It premieres this fall, and it was so much fun and so liberating to be 100% creative, and you'd have to think. And then when something didn't, there's one challenge where one of the contestants completely screws it up and runs away, leaving a clue. And I'm like, oh my God, we didn't think about that. We never thought about what the contestants were going to do, because we were always so focused on what we had to have positioned on the location. Mm-hmm. And then we would eliminate them or we would kill them. And I'm the host, and then I watched Jeffrey's show, and I called him, I said, you have so much charisma. Like, why didn't you host my show? You're really good.
What are you
it.
talking about? You're
love
so charismatic. Look at this vibe.
But it's Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah.
So I think if we do a season 2, I might hey, I have a guest judge, and have Jeffrey come and do it.
I was gonna say, who would you like to see stop through?
A lot of people. But look, I'm hoping that we can sort of evolve the show, and then maybe get some other reality competition people onto Guts and Glory, because I love that they all think they know everything when they go on these other shows. Mm-hmm. You have like Rachel, who's on Big Brother, who was on Amazing Race.
The gamers. They come on the traitors.
And they think they know everything. And then they meet me, and they're like, oh, you think? Okay.
Haven't met their
That would be
match
so
yet.
much fun. Anyway, the show is a blast. It's so different than anything that's out there. And that's why I like to say it's not scare tactics and it's not fear factor, because it's not like pranking people. There's a narrative. The idea is these 10 contestants are dropped into a part of the woods, and little do they know that there's an evil spirit in the woods that possesses one of the contestants, and then all of a sudden just starts killing them all off. So you could cut this together as a horror movie.
Some of them in on it, and then some of them...
Well, the idea is that they're not, but they all suspect each other.
Oh my God, that's so great.
And, and the fun thing is, and I want to keep the audience guessing, because the audience is going to be like, oh, he's totally in on it. And then he dies. Oh, she's not in on it because she's so sweet and so nice. And then she dies. So it's, I can't wait for people to see it. And I hate that I have to wait.
It's like a horror jury duty. I love it.
It is. Actually, that's a really good way of putting it. It's jury duty as a horror movie. And I love the idea that there's a story that sort of takes us through. So it's got shades of George Romero, it's got shades of Wes Craven, it's got shades of Sam Raimi. So it sort of leans into my pedigree of 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s horror stuff, because it definitely has a little bit of a throwback feel.
That's awesome. How many seasons of Daryl Dixon do you envision? Do you have a plan?
There's always a plan, and then there's never a plan. Because you sit there and you read the scripts, and you're like, man, this is going in a whole different direction than I never imagined. There's so much more story to tell, And then there's the other direction of like, well, where do we go from here? So it's always unique. Way to go when you're developing shows like that. The good thing is with Daryl and Carol, with Norman and Melissa, those
Daryl and
they're
Carol.
So their characters, there's so much to do with them.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is. If we were sick of seeing them, or their chemistry wasn't good, thank God Norman and Melissa have always had amazing chemistry together. That it could keep going for a long time.
Yeah. Are you doing season 4 right now? Is that?
We're premiering season 3 September 7th.
Well, that I know.
That was a dodge.
That
Did you
was-
see that?
that
I went
was-
like this. I went, oh,
And
look
you know
over,
what?
look over there. Hey, look, the long walk. My friend wrote that.
You know what?
Did you see how I did that?
Expert dodge.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Such a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Kicking things off at Comic.
First up, baby.
First up. Woo!